Alright, so I got my Bluetooth adapter today. Basically that allowed me, I have the Bluetooth adapter, my Wiimote, and my Arduino. At this stage I felt that, I could play with the Wiimote library, figure out how I can use that library to send some commands to the Arduino here. So I'll show you how I hooked up the Wiimote. I was having problems hooking up the Wiimote while recording, so I had to do it actually before recording. But it's really simple using this program called Blue Solil. There's probably other ways to do it, but there's the only way that I could find. You know, it was the easiest way I could find. I didn't really look too hard into it. My Bluetooth adapter came with a CD for it, so I guess it's a little cheating. But pretty much you hold 1 and 2 together. You click this little orange beach ball. Your joystick will pop up. You'll right click on it and you'll say, none of those are there. You'll say connect to HID device, and then you'll get this little line here transmitting data. So I went ahead and I wrote a real simple C# program to go along with some Arduino software I wrote. Pretty much the Arduino software I'll show you first. I'll make a little more sense. I set the baud rate to 9600. Put the green LED on pin 10 on my seed shell. Put the red LED on pin 11 on my seed shell. Initialize them both as outputs. Pretty simple stuff. And then it's a really simple switch statement. If it receives a 1, the green LED turns on. Receives a 0, the green LED turns off. A 3 turns the red on. A 4 turns the red off. I did fix this. So on my Arduino, this is uploaded. I just got to save the code. It will work for the red LED. I just forgot to save my work. The Wiimote library was actually really simple to use. I would recommend downloading the source code. That way you can see all the namespaces. By being able to see all the namespaces, you kind of figure out how it's working. There's a couple posts online that help. But I'll go ahead and kind of show you what I did here. Using the Wiimote library, I created a new Wiimote object using C#, connected the Wiimote, and then I'm not sure what this does. It's a code I just sort of found online. I'll have to figure this out as the project goes on, so I sort of understand it a little bit better. But to connect to the Arduino, since I set the baud rate to 9600, I made sure I created an int with that. And the COM port is COM3. That's where my Arduino is at. You can see that in your device manager. And then I opened up a new serial port, just named it port, something simple. Opened up the communication, converted the baud rate to an integer. Pretty basic stuff. But this creates the connection to the Arduino right here. And of course, my LED is going to start off as off, so I created 2 booleans. Basic green LED on, red LED on. Right now they're both off. And then since I'm not using a form, I'm just having it just continuously loop, just a while true statement. Terrible coding habit. Don't recommend it. But the code's pretty easy. Pretty much Wiimote.WeStatus.ButtonState A equals true. So if I'm pushing down the A button, it's going to turn on and off the green LED. It's going to send a 0 or a 1, and the switch statement will then trigger that and perform that. We come down here a little bit more to another if statement, controls a red LED. As you can see, button state.b equals true, so it's going to turn on when B is pressed. It's going to output that to the console. Red LED. So pretty simple stuff here. And I'll post this up on the blog, so that way if you want to try it without putting a lot of effort into it, you definitely can. So I'm going to go ahead and start the application here. Hopefully all works well. As we see here, got to push a couple buttons on the Wiimote. That sort of gets it in the system here. I can usually start the application right after pushing a couple buttons. Yep, no errors. So when I push the A button, as you can see, because of the loop, it's gonna loop through this really fast. And this actually, I got to find a better solution because sometimes the LEDs don't stay on or off. I pressed A, as you see, the console prints that. Press B, the console prints that as well. And I'll go ahead and I'll show you on webcam here kind of how this is working. Let me see. Let me finagle this here. Turn on the webcam. As you can see here, this is my Arduino Mega. These are my 2 LEDs underneath my Scala book here. All I do is I'll press the A button here. As you see, the green LED turns on. Because of the while statement, it's not exactly reliable. And then I'll hit the trigger here, and the red LED turns on. Sort of looks like Christmas down here. and I'll push them both at the same time. It will work at the same time. Because of my goofy loop, sometimes it sends too many zeros, too many ones, so it's not exactly reliable, but that's the progress I made thus far. And I thought that was pretty good progress to make for just kind of receiving everything. Pretty easy. As I said, I'll post this on the blog so that way it can be replicated by anyone else who wants to try it. But thank you for watching this video.